Every World Cup is a dream stage. It's where legends are made, where nations stop breathing for 90 minutes, and where history is written with every kick of the ball. But what if I told you that some of the biggest names in football today might never step foot on the pitch in FIFA 2026? Yes, the unthinkable could happen. Players who defined an entire generation, icons who built their legacies with goals, trophies, and unforgettable moments might be forced to watch from the sidelines. Not because they've lost their love for the game, but because time, injuries, and the ruthless reality of football wait for no one. Imagine a World Cup without Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Luka Modric, or Neymar. These are names that light up stadiums. But by 2026, some may be too old, too injured, or simply out of their national team's plans. For fans, it's heartbreaking. For the players, it's even worse. Because there's nothing more painful for a legend than watching the World Cup from home, knowing the world has moved on. Stay till the end, because I'm going to reveal the biggest reasons why some superstars might not make it, and the surprising lessons their struggles can teach us all. To understand why some players might miss FIFA 2026, we need to look at the stories behind them. Football has always been about cycles. One generation rises, dominates, and then slowly fades, while another takes its place. And right now, we're standing at the edge of a great shift. Cristiano Ronaldo, the machine who broke every goal-scoring record, will be 41 in 2026. His story began as a skinny boy from Madeira, who became the greatest scorer in history. But even machines wear down. No matter how much he trains, Father Time is undefeated. Portugal has younger stars now. João Felix, Rafael Leão, who may take center stage. Lionel Messi, the magician, finally lifted the World Cup in 2022. For Argentina, that was the perfect ending. By 2026, he'll be nearly 39. And while Messi's genius doesn't fade, the question is, can his body still handle the intensity of a month-long tournament? Then there's Luka Modric, Croatia's midfield maestro tot. At 41, he'll be older than most coaches. His story is already legendary, taking Croatia to a World Cup final and multiple deep runs. But 2026 might finally be one tournament too far. And Neymar, once seen as the heir to Messi and Ronaldo, his career has been haunted by injuries. Every time he rises, something pulls him down. By 2026, Brazil may already have moved on to their next generation of superstars like Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo Adao. Their backstories remind us that greatness comes with a ticking clock. Legends inspire us, but even they can't play forever. These players didn't just play football, they transformed it. Cristiano Ronaldo's rise was like a rocket. From Sporting Lisbon to Manchester United, then Real Madrid, he became the face of power, speed, and determination. He lifted 5 Ballon d'Ors, 5 Champions League trophies, and scored more international goals than any player in history. Lionel Messi was the opposite, a boy too small, too fragile, who became the greatest dribbler the game has ever seen. His Barcelona years defined an era. 4 Champions League titles, 7 Ballon d'Ors, and finally, the crowning moment, lifting the 2022 World Cup for Argentina. That single image of him holding the trophy was the completion of a story that spanned decades. Luka Modric showed the world what resilience looks like. A boy from war-torn Croatia who grew up in refugee camps, he rose to become Real Madrid's midfield engine. At 37, he led Croatia to the 2018 World Cup final, winning the Golden Ball, and kept his nation among the world's elite. His legacy was never about goals, but about control, vision, and elegance. Neymar was hailed as the golden boy of Brazil. With his flair, samba skills, and breathtaking dribbles, he was meant to bring back the glory days of Pelé and Ronaldo Nazário. He became Brazil's top scorer, won the Champions League with Barcelona, and gave fans countless, unforgettable moments. Together, these players gave us more than just football. They gave us magic, but the higher they climbed, the more fragile their place at the top became. Greatness never comes without struggles. Cristiano Ronaldo's biggest enemy now is age. For years, he silenced doubters who said he was finished. But with every season, his speed has slowed and questions grow louder. Can he still compete at the highest level? His move to Saudi Arabia was a new chapter. but critics argue it took him away from the sharpest competition. Lionel Messi, despite his glory, has also faced struggles. Critics often said he couldn't win without Barcelona. He was called a failure with Argentina for years. The heartbreaks of 2014, 2015, and 2016 nearly broke him. Even after winning the World Cup, the question is whether he has the energy to push again at 39. Luka Modric's struggle is different: longevity. He has defied age like no one else, but time catches everyone. Each match is harder on the body, recovery takes longer, and the young players are faster, stronger, hungrier. Croatia may soon need to move on, no matter how much he wants to stay. And Neymar, his career has been a roller coaster. Injuries have haunted him at every major tournament. A broken back in 2014, a broken foot in 2018, tears in 2022. Critics call him fragile, some say overrated. He has been accused of diving too much, caring more about fame than football. Every injury makes 2026 seem further away. These struggles aren't just physical, they're emotional. For Ronaldo, the lesson is discipline. He showed us that with enough work, you can defy nature for years. For Messi, it's resilience and never giving up, even when the world calls you a failure. For Modric, it's endurance, the ability to keep fighting even when the odds are stacked against you. For Neymar, it's hope, the belief that even if you fall, you can rise again. And maybe that's what FIFA 2026 will teach us, that football isn't just about who makes it, but also about who passes the torch. The young players we see today, Mbappe, Bellingham, Pedri, Vinicius, they are the future. But the legends who step aside won't vanish. They'll live on in every kid who picks up a ball, every dream sparked by their story. FIFA 2026 might be the beginning of a new era. It may be the first tournament without Ronaldo, without Messi, without Modric, maybe even without Neymar. And while that thought feels heartbreaking, it also feels inspiring, because their stories remind us that greatness is temporary, but legacy is forever. When we think of these players, we won't remember their last games. We'll remember the goals, the trophies, the magic. We'll remember the joy they gave us, the moments that made us jump out of our seats, the times they made football feel like art. And maybe that's the lesson for all of us. Time will test us. We will all face moments when the world moves on. But if we give everything, our passion, our effort, our heart, then our story too will live on. So as the new generation rises in FIFA 2026, let's not mourn what we're losing. Let's celebrate what we were lucky enough to witness. Because legends may leave the pitch, but their fire never fades.